We need to do better with our children. We are raising a generation of adults who cannot cope as full humans and live off of social media and believe this is real. They cannot have proper relationships, they cannot manage their emotions or express these emotions, and everything is turning into mental health issues. We have to help our future generations. Do you really want your kids growing up believing life is like what is seen on television, or what is portrayed in the media? Or worse, what they see on social media site? Or do you want them being able to engage with the real world and be able to have proper relationships with real people and be able to have their own individual personalities? I am convinced that one of the keys to creating a better generation is to teach our children how to build a better relationship with themselves and with those around them. Teach them how to communicate effectively, empathize with others, solve conflicts, build trust and respect. Teach them how to be responsible, creative, independent, and have a strong sense of purpose. Teach them how to be a leader in their own niche and a team player in their group of people. Teach them how to create a positive impact in the world. But more importantly, I believe we need to be the role models. We need to show them through our actions, words, and attitude how to be kind, compassionate, forgiving, understanding, and empathetic towards others. How to face challenges head-on, find solutions, and be resilient. How to build strong relationships based on mutual respect, trust, and genuine connection. How to create a positive impact in our community, workplaces, and homes. How to enjoy life to the fullest and create a legacy that goes beyond our mortal existence. If we want our children to succeed and lead a better life, we must be better than us. We must be their biggest cheerleaders, supporters, and mentors. We as parents need to look at new ways and some old and very obvious ways to help our children. But we will have to do a little self-reflection, discipline, gain some patience and resilience. But if we want our children to have a better future, we have to do better. If we look at the sum of the missing elements, we can understand how these affect children as they grow. We have covered their emotions learning, and next to this is their emotional intelligence. Teaching them to have their own opinion from a young age to know they don't have to follow the crowds when they get older. Empathy is something we need to teach, physical connection needs to happen. And finally, teaching our children to communicate properly with everyone.
Hi, I am Jenny, and welcome to my channel where I discuss some hard-hitting issues about raising children. My focus is to help the future generations to come as I think as we as parents and future parents need to make a change. I will discuss different child raising issues and outcomes, and if you feel you might be interested, please hit the subscribe button. I will do my best to post once a week, as getting used to all this technology is still very new. So let's go into the intro. Yes, it's the new age and the children have a lot to contend with. But if we look at some of the basic issues that we can start with, what are the causes of problems today? As we said, we are not teaching our kids about emotions, what they are feeling when they are small. So they can't describe their feelings as they grow. They can't say they are angry or frustrated or just cross with mom or dad. It is okay to be cross with you, but allow them to express this. But they are not taught this. Then there is the emotional intelligence. How to cope with one's emotions and accept mistakes and grow self-confidence and self-awareness, all of which should be introduced early to grow a strong, but not an annoying, personality. With the EQ comes empathy. If everyone was taught a little more empathy towards everyone, perhaps the world would be a little nicer. And then we have physical connection, one of Maslow's basic needs. All human beings need physical connection. Giving a child the right hugs and kisses and reminding them that they are loved unconditionally. Please note, as a side note, this is intended as pure parent connection, and one day I'll do an episode on those other parents. Then finally, teaching our children to communicate. We need to ensure our children can do this with everyone, because they have to go into the world and do this in their careers and in their relationships and in every other way. So if we don't teach them from a young age, how are they going to learn? Let's consider the issues our children face in the world. Social media. It has its advantages, sharing valuable information, reaching more people than before. It has also been identified as the biggest influences with teenagers and has created more depression among this age, among the age group, than we've ever seen. Looking at the media perceptions and social bullying, all of these impact our children in so many ways. These can create psychological issues with any child if they have not been given the cemented foundation to grow from. They don't have their own individualism to work with, and then end up people pleasing. And during these teen years, we all know where this goes. Mine was smoking in the school bathrooms. But nowadays, it's drugs and so much more. So, what are these results of parenting we have now? Self-entitled children that grow up thinking their parents owe them something, and quite frankly, they're not pleasant humans in the world. These people cannot look after themselves. Some parents just don't want their child to grow up and do everything for them, even at 30. What favor are you doing your child when you leave this world? How are they going to look after themselves? And they cannot have real connections with other people. Then they end up with being fake in everything, and they cannot have proper relationships. These all fail, and people that believe they are best, then they feel they're best at everything. Adults cannot control their anger, going back to their emotions. Some of these becoming stalkers, and to the worst level, we have some children and more adults being able to kill partners and parents. We need to go back to the basics and teach and guide our children. We need to remember children are not accessories, and remember why we had them. Remember they are our legacies, and the next generation will raise our grandchildren. We need to ensure they are self-sustaining people. When you leave them, and you need to ensure you are raising great adults that you can be proud of. Basic steps to start fixing things. Work with them while they are young, as this is the best time, and teach them emotions slowly, and not everyone at once. Teach them to express their emotions and learn to communicate what they are feeling, and engage and communicate back to them. They learn from you too. Teach them to have manners. No one likes a rude human, and have respect for all people. If others can respect you back, this is after all earned and not just given. Also, you need to respect your child too, as you can lose your child's respect very quickly. Guide them to be a strong, independent person with a kind heart, and this is through emotional intelligence. And then finally, build close bonds with your child and have that quality time with no phones, even if it's just 30 minutes, and understand each child and who they are. This makes all the time. I think I feel finished off here today, but I do have a link to pick up a free checklist if it helps with some tips. Please subscribe if you want to help me out. Thanks very much.